Stage 8, full stage revision. Stage 8, full stage revision. And our last headword was set up. Okay, so let's start from where we ended. Okay, let me just scroll down. Head up. Okay, so ready? Here we go. When do we use could as the past of can? When do we use could as the past of can? We use could
We use
as the
could.
past of can
A pass of
to
pen
speak about
to speak about
general abilities.
general abilities.
Very good. Give me an example. Give me an example, please. My grandfather
My
could
grandfather
run very
could
fast
run
when
very
he
fast
was a young man.
when a young man.
Very good. Why don't we use could as the past of can? Why don't we use could as the past of can? We don't use could
We don't use could
as the past of can
as the past
if
can.
we talk about a
If we put
particular occasion
a particular
when
occasion
somebody managed to do something. When somebody
that when somebody
managed to do something.
managed
To do
to
something.
do something,
Very good. What do we use instead? What do we
to
use instead? We use was able
we use
instead.
possible instead.
Very good. Okay, next. Give me an example. Give me an example, please. The woman gave the
The woman
children
gave the
some
children
money,
some
and
money,
so they were able
and they saw they were able
to buy some sweets.
to buy some
To
sweets.
buy some sweets. Very good. Okay, next. What happens when a sentence is negative? What happens when a sentence is negative? When a sentence
When the
is
sentence
negative,
is
we
negative,
we can use either couldn't
we can use either
or wasn't able.
or wasn't able.
Very good. Give me an example. Give me an example, please. The woman did not give the children. The
We
woman
put the woman
did not give
did not give
the children any
the
money,
children any money,
and so they
and
could
so
not buy
they could not buy
any sweets.
any sweets.
Very good. Is it in your nature to worry about things too much? Is it in your nature to worry about things too much? Yes or no?
Yeah,
It's in my nature
it's in my
to
nature
worry.
to
Worry
something worry
about things too
about things
much.
too
Do
much.
you think human nature can be changed? Do you think human nature can be changed? Yes or no?
Yeah,
I think human nature,
human nature.
I think
I think
human nature
human nature
can be changed.
can be changed.
Very good. Okay. Next. Do you think it's a good thing to make children compete against each other at school? Do you think it's a good thing to make children compete against each other at school? Yes or no?
Yeah,
I think it's a
I
good
think
thing
it's a good
to
thing
make children
to make children
compete
compete
against each other
against each other
at school.
at school.
Have you ever won a competition? Have you ever won a competition? Yes or no?
Oh yeah,
I've won a competition.
I a competition.
Very good. Are you full of energy at the moment? Are you full of energy at the moment? Yes or no?
Yeah,
I'm full
I'm full
of energy,
energy
of energy
of energy
at the moment.
the
Very
moment.
good. What do we mean if we say that a person or machine works efficiently? What do we mean if we say that a person or machine works efficiently? When we say
When we say
that a person
that the
or
person
machine
or machine
works efficiently,
or efficiently
works efficiently,
works efficiently,
we mean that
we mean that
the person or machine
the person or machine
works well
works well
without wasting time
without wasting time
or energy.
or energy.
Very good. Are the cars that people drive today more efficient than the cars of 50 years ago? Are the cars that people drive today
The
more
cars of
efficient than the
drive
cars of 50
today,
years ago? Yes, the
oh,
cars
yes, the
that
cars
people drive today
the people drive
are
today
more efficient
are more efficient
than the cars
than the
of
cars
50 years ago.
of 50 years ago.
Very good. Okay, what color clothes do you think suits you best? What color clothes do you think suits you best? I think.
I think
What color? Black, white,
um,
blue, red,
black
black. Okay, think black clothes. Tinan mo yung ulo ko.
black clothes
Suit me best.
should be best.
Very good. Okay, next. Would it suit you if you were asked to come to school on a public holiday? Would it suit you if you're asked to come to school on a public holiday? Yes or no? Kay
Yeah,
Toyo Ensin. It'd suit me
it did suit me
if I was
if I was
asked
asked
to come to school
to come to school
on a public holiday.
on a public holiday
Very good. Why? Why? Because there's
because
no traffic jam.
there's no traffic
Traffic
jam.
jam. Very good. Okay, where would you say was the most suitable place to go for a holiday if you wanted a complete rest? Where would you say was the most suitable place to go on holiday if you wanted a complete rest? I'd say,
I'd say,
where? Let's say Okinawa
yeah, Okinawa
was the most suitable
was
place
the most suitable place
to go for a holiday
to go for a holiday
if I wanted
if I
a
wanted
complete rest.
a complete rest.
Very good. What are the effects of too little sleep? What are the effects of too little sleep? The effects
The
of
effects
too little sleep
too little sleep
are tiredness,
are
tiredness,
tiredness,
dizziness, etc.
illness, etc.
Very good. Do you think regular physical exercise can have any effect on how happy someone feels? Do you think regular physical exercise can have any effects on how happy someone feels? Yes or no?
Yeah,
I think regular
I think regular
physical exercise
physical
can
exercise
have some effects
have some
on
effect
how happy
on how happy
someone feels.
someone feel.
Very good. What effect do you suppose it'd have on a perfect stranger if you went up to him in the street and hit him with a rolled up newspaper? What effect do you suppose it'd have on a perfect stranger if you went up on him on the street and hit him with a rolled up newspaper? If I went up
If I went up
to a perfect stranger
to a perfect
in the
stranger
street
in the
and
street
hit him
and hit
with a
him
rolled up newspaper,
with a roll up newspaper,
I suppose the effect
I suppose the effect
it would have on him
it would have on him
would be one of surprise.
would be or surprise.
Very good. Okay, next. What does the idiom drop a line mean? What does the idiom drop a line mean? The idiom
The
drop
idiom
a line means
Dropoli means
write a short letter.
write a short letter.
Give me an example. Give me an example, please. Why didn't you?
Why didn't you
Drop us a line
drop us a line
to tell you, or
to tell
to
you,
tell us
to tell
you were
us
coming?
you were coming?
Very good. How do we express the idea of pastime with the model should and ought to? How do we express the idea of pastime with the model should and ought to? We express the idea.
We
W-
d-
We
did
express
we express
the idea
the
of
idea
pastime
of
with the
pastime
models should,
in the models
should and ought to
should and ought to
by following them
by following them
with the word have
with the word have
and a past participle.
with the past participle.
Give me an example. Give me an example, please. They ought to have gone
They ought have done
to the police.
to have a
One
police.
more. They ought to
They ought to
have gone.
have done
Have gone with a G. Have gone
have gone
to the police
to the police
after the accident.
after an accident.
The accident.
The
But
accident,
they didn't.
but they didn't.
Very good. Is there anything you should have done yesterday but didn't do? Is there anything you should have done yesterday but didn't do? Yes or no?
Yeah,
Very good. What? Yes, there's something
there's something
I should have done
I should have done
yesterday
yesterday,
but didn't do.
but they didn't have to.
But they didn't do.
But they didn't do.
Very good. What? What is it? I should have
I should have
cleaned my room.
cleaned my room.
Very good. What do I mean if I say that I ought to have called my mother yesterday? What do I mean if I say that I ought to have called my mother yesterday? If you say
If you
that
say
you ought to
that you ought to
have called your mother
have told your mother
yesterday, it means
yesterday, it
that
means
you did not,
that you did not
in fact, call her.
in back to call her.
Very good. How do we express a future idea with should or ought to? How do we express a future idea with should or ought to? We express
We
a future
express
idea
a future idea
with should
with should
or ought to
or ought
by
to
using a word
by using a word,
or phrase that
a phrase
expresses
that expresses
future time.
the future time.
Give me some examples. Give me some examples, please. You should do it
You should do it
as soon as possible.
as soon as possible.
They ought to arrive
They ought to arrive
next week.
next week.
Very good. Is there anything you know you should do tomorrow but perhaps won't do? Is there anything you know you should do tomorrow but perhaps won't do? Yes or no?
Yeah,
There's something I know
there's something I
I
know
should do tomorrow
do
but
tomorrow,
perhaps won't do.
perhaps,
Won't do.
or do,
Won't do.
won't do.
What? What is it? I should
I should
clean my room tomorrow.
my room tomorrow.
Very good. Okay, next. When your shoes are dirty, do you just clean them or do you polish them as well? When your shoes are dirty, do you just clean them or do you polish them as well? When my shoes are dirty,
When my shoes are dirty,
I don't just clean them.
I don't ask
I
just
don't
clean them.
I don't just
I don't just
clean them.
clean
I
them.
polish them as well.
I polish them as well.
Very good. Do you have any special ability that most people don't have? Do you have any special ability that most people don't have? Yes or no?
No,
I don't have
I don't have
any special ability
any special
that
ability
most people
that most people
don't have.
don't have.
Very good. What does the verb to push? Oh, what's the biggest expense in your daily life? What's the biggest expense in your daily life? The biggest expense
The biggest expense
in my daily life is
in my daily life is
food,
food. Food.
food.
Food.
Very good. What does the verb to postpone mean? What does the verb to postpone mean? The verb to
The verb
postpone means
to postpone
to
means
delay something
to do something
until a better time.
until a better time.
Very good. Why are football matches sometimes postponed? Why are football matches sometimes postponed? Football matches
The football
are
matches
sometimes postponed.
are sometimes with
Postponed
postponed
due to bad weather.
due to bad weather.
Very good. Do you think people suffer from stress more these days than they used to? Do you think people suffer from stress more these days than they used to? Yes or no?
Yeah,
I think people
I think people
suffer from stress
suffer from
more
stress
these days
more these
than they
days
used to.
than they used to.
Very good. Name some situations that people normally find stressful. Name some situations that people normally find stressful, please. Some situations
Some
that
situation
people
that people
normally find stressful
normally find stressful
are arguments,
or argument,
examinations, job
examinations,
interviews, etc.
job interviews, etc.
Very good. What does the word afterwards express? What does the words afterwards express? The word
The word
afterwards expresses
afterwards expresses
the idea
the idea
of after that.
of after that.
Give me an example. Give me an example, please. They got married
They got
but
married
separated soon
but separated soon
afterwards.
afterwards.
Very good. When we're planning, when we're painting a room, what is it important to do first of all? When we're painting a room, what is it important to do first of all? When we're
When we're
painting a room,
painting a room,
first of all,
first of all,
it's important
it's
to
important
cover the furniture
to cover the furniture
so that it doesn't
so that it doesn't
get paint on it.
get paint on it.
Very good. Okay, next. Why should shop? Okay. Until what age must a child attend school? Until what age must a child attend school? A child
A child
must attend school
not attend school
until the age of
until the age of 18.
18. Very good. Okay. Why should shopkeepers always try to be polite when they attend to customers? Why should shopkeepers always try to be polite when they attend to customers? Shopkeepers
Shopkeepers
should always try
always try
to be polite
to be polite
to customers
to customers
because they want the customers
because they were the
to come
customers
back again.
to come back again.
Where do you attend to everything the teacher says during the lesson? Do you attend to everything the teacher says during the lesson? Yes or no?
Yeah,
I attend to everything.
I attend to something.
Everything.
everything.
The teacher says
The teacher says
during the lesson.
during the lesson.
Very good. What would you say was the most moving event you've ever seen? What would you say was the most moving event you've ever seen? I'd say
I'd
the
say
most moving event
the most moving event
I've ever seen
I've ever seen
was
was
what's the most moving?
concert.
Very good. What kind of things move people to tears? What kind of things move people to tears? The kind of things
The kind of
that
things
move people
that move
to
people
tears are
to tears are
music, sad films,
music, short films,
weddings,
wedding,
etc.
etc.
Very good. Tell me one common way of making a request. Tell me one common way of making a request, please. One common way
The one common way
of making a request
of making a
is to
request
say, can you
is present can you
or could you
or could you
or could you.
or could you.
Very good. Okay, next. Which is more polite, can or could? Which is more polite, can or could? Could
Could
is more polite
is more polite
than can.
than can.
Give me an example. Give me an example, please. Could you possibly
Could you
lend
possibly
me your pen
lend me your pen
for a second, please?
for a second, please?
Very good. Tell me another common way of making a request. Tell me another common way of making a request, please. Another common way
Another common
of
way
making a
of
request
making a
is
request
to say, do you
is to say,
mind
"Do you
or
mind?"
would you mind?
or "Would you mind?"
Very good. Would you say, do you mind or would you mind if you wanted to be especially polite? Would you say, do you mind or would you mind if you wanted to be especially polite? I would say,
I would say,
would you mind
"Would you mind
if I wanted to be
if I wanted to be
especially polite?"
especially polite?"
Give me an example. Give me an example, please. Would you mind
Would you mind
passing me
passing me
that book, please?
that book, please?
Very good. Okay. What do you do if you wanted to spoil someone's pleasure in eating their lunch? What did you do if you wanted to spoil someone's pleasure in eating their lunch? If I wanted
If I
to
wanted
spoil someone's pleasure
to spoil someone pressure
in eating their lunch,
in eating their
I'd
lunch,
talk about something
I talk about something
unpleasant.
unpleasant.
Where do spoiled children usually lack discipline? Do spoiled children usually lack discipline? Yes.
Yes,
Spoiled children
spoiled children
usually lack
usually lack
discipline.
discipline.
Very good. If you were dying of hunger, oh, but we only have like 9 seconds left, so we stop here for today.